Hello. Hello.
And this is to Susan.
When the writers of Charles Dickens's England began to compile all the places that he'd lived in, and then added all the towns, villages, buildings, roads, marshes, rivers, churches, etc., that he'd used in his writing, it became apparent that the film would run for several hours of screen time. Therefore, much editing had to be undertaken. There are a number of places that appear in the accompanying book, but were never filmed. But thanks to the support and the encouragement of the people from Amazon.co.uk, we're able to bring these to you now as an exclusive taster for the DVD and the book. The heart of the story of Barnaby Rudge begins and ends with one building, the Maypole Inn, the inspiration for which is the still functioning King's Head Public House here in Chigwell, Essex. Chigwell, my dear fellow, is the greatest place on earth. Name your day for going. Dickens wrote to his great friend John Forster. Such a delicious old inn opposite the churchyard, such a lovely ride, such beautiful forest scenery, such an out-of-the-way rural place, such a sexton. I say again, name your day. Chigwell today has changed somewhat, but the pub and the church opposite, although modernised, are still very much the same as Dickens would have remembered them. Having taken up such a persuasive offer, Forster subsequently noted that Dickens's promise was exceeded by our enjoyment, and his delight in the double recognition of himself and of Barnaby by the landlord of the nice old inn, far exceeding any pride he would have taken in what the world thinks the highest sort of honour. There was a theatre built here and used by the Victorian actor Bransby Williams, who specialised in the portrayal of Dickensian characters. Dickens also read from his work in this theatre. There are some items of Dickens' memorabilia on display, but sadly, most of the original works were thrown out by the former owners. Cheers. Guided by his recurrent restlessness to move on to new surroundings, Dickens lodged here at Copley's Farm whilst he was writing parts of Martin Chuzzlewit, which appeared in weekly instalments between 1843 and 1844. Of course, in Dickens' day, this was all in the country, whereas now it's part of Greater London. Today, the plaque on the present site commemorates this association. Dickens was also known to have very strong views and experience of the supernatural. And one such peculiar event occurred in this very spot, outside what was then an hotel, but is now an art gallery. Tired and used up by the wild hurry to finish the novel, Dickens related how I suddenly, the temperature being then most violent, found an icy coolness come upon me, accompanied with a general stagnation of the blood, a numbness of the extremities, great bewilderment of the mind, and a vague sensation of wonder. I was walking at the time, and on looking round me found that I was in the frigid shadow of the Burlington Hotel. Then I recollected that I had experienced the same sensations once before, precisely in that spot. A curious case, don't you think? Thank you for watching our Amazon Extra, and maybe it has whetted your appetite for either the book or the DVD. And those of you who have the time should really try to visit some of these interesting and historic sites. I hope you find them as fascinating as I did.